Hi, this is Charlie Setterfield. I'm going to run through some concepts on reveals and stacked walls real quick. And I just opened an architectural template. I'm in Revit 2017, but this functionality has been the same for several years, so I think this will be just fine. So I'm going to do a stacked wall. I'm in a floor plan view right now. So I click on the wall tool on architecture, and I want to use a stacked wall. So I scroll my menu all the way down to the bottom here, and there is only one stacked wall available there. It's exterior brick over CMU with metal stud. So I click on that one, and I'm going to draw a wall right across there. Notice I drew from left, or I'm sorry, from right to left. And when I look at that wall, if I click on it to select it and I click Edit Type, it opens the Type Properties dialog. And then notice it's not as full and active as some others are. So if I open the Edit button there, or click on the Edit button, it gives me these options, but really there's not much there. So what I can control in this Edit Assembly window is only the height of the two parts of the wall. So right now it's set to have the exterior CMU on metal stud be 3 feet tall, and the other one makes up the rest of the wall. However high you make it is how high that brick on metal stud is going to be. So that's all I can control there. It does not look like a typical wall. So if I go ahead and click on wall and get the brick on metal stud wall type, so I slide up, there is exterior brick on metal stud. I'm going to put a little chunk of that right here next to it. And then the other one that we have is CMU on metal stud, that one right there. And I'm going to put a little chunk of that next to it as well. And then I'm going to go to 3D and look at these three walls next to each other. Okay, so since this one that I've got selected is a stacked wall, what that means is literally this wall type is sitting on top of this wall type. So if you look at the names of those walls and the system names, you will see that they are the same as what appears here when I go into the Type Properties, Edit Assembly, and look at those two names for the wall types. That's what they are. So now let's see if we can add a reveal. So I'm going to add a reveal to the brick wall. I'm going to do this one first. So I click on that wall to select it, and I click Edit Type and Edit Structure. And I'm going to make this window just a little bit bigger. And I'm headed for this button right here that says Sweeps, or the one that says Reveals. Sweeps are something that you add to the exterior of a wall. Sweeps eat into the wall. So we'll do one or two of each. Click the preview button here, and I still can't use those buttons. They're still grayed out. But if I change the view type from a floor plan to a section, then notice now those buttons are available, right? So I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this wall. Okay. And I am going to add a sweep. So I click on sweeps, and there's nothing here, so I need to add one. That's the first button that I have to push. And it gives me a default profile here. If I click in that, I get a drop down, and I can select something else. So maybe I want just a 5-inch wide precast. And let's put it 2 feet. I didn't even pick a material, did I? I'll put it 2 feet above the base. It could be from the top or the base. So I put it 2 feet above the base, and I'm going to call it good with that. I'm just going to say OK. All right, let's click Apply. Notice it popped up in my window over there, so I can check it. Then I can say OK, and OK, and OK. So notice what happened. That reveal came in 2 feet above the base of the wall. And let me go to a south elevation here. Let's look at it there. It's easier to see. So it came in 2 feet above the base of the wall. Let me go and measure that. So I grab an, so it's that line to there. I think I grabbed the wrong line. I did grab the wrong line. Pull that down. There we go. And then over here, put another dimension, top of the wall. I grabbed the wrong line again, didn't I? So, sorry, grab that. There we go. I was having a hard time picking out the reveal line from the brick line. So my point here is at the bottom of the wall, in the stacked wall version of the world, the bottom of the wall starts at the top of the concrete block. So let's try another one. Go back to 3D. And this time, instead of putting in a sweep, let's put in a reveal. So I'm going to start with that same wall type and edit type, edit structure. I've already done this setup this time so that, or let me say that a different way. Last time I was in here, I did the setup and we were able to go through the plan and profile version of the world. And I don't have to do that a second time. It remembered it. So now I can just hit a reveal. Again, there's nothing there, so I add one. And the profile that I want for this is a 1 brick reveal. And I'm going to put it at 3 feet from the base. And say apply and OK. And if I zoom in, I'll see what's going on there. So that's what's going to happen. So I say OK. And there it is. So now, if I spin this around, you can see it a little bit better. You can see the brick is there, my sweep is there, the reveal is there that's eating into the wall. Maybe if I turn on shaded, that would help. Yeah, it helps a little bit. So you can kind of see how that works. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's turn back to hidden line. I'm going to put one on the block wall this time. So I click on the block wall and I do the same procedure. Edit type, edit structure. It remembered that I had this window open before, so I can just put a sweep on. Now this one is going to be a little bit different. So add the profile, or I'm sorry, add a sweep. The profile that I want, let's put in that same precast sill. This time I'm going to put it at 4 feet above the base. Click apply and it's going to give me an error message, I hope. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Oh, there it is. Could not create it. It's outside of the wall. Okay. And click OK again. Okay. So here's what happened. It put the reveal on this wall because that wall is 20 feet tall. So when I put it at 5 feet, it was there, or it had a wall to put it into. Over here, if we go back into the edit structure button here, notice that the height of the bottom wall, the exterior CMU on metal stud, is only 3 feet, and I put my sweep at 4 feet, so it couldn't make it, right? So if I change this to, say, 5 feet, or maybe 4'6", and say, OK. Notice what just happened over here on my preview. That sweep is now part of the wall. Click OK. And over here, it just popped up on the wall there as well.